And now he can't afford the renewal on his mortgage, which is way higher because he borrowed the money to put into this guy's scheme. So what did he do? What any rational human being would do in this situation, right?
Kill everybody.
Kill the guys who fucked you. If you've been kind of paying attention to the news this week, is, murder, right? Mortgage fraud, murder. Oh my God.
I wonder what the motivation was.
I wonder what well, I mean, it's been made quite clear what the motivation was, right? This guy's been a fraudster for a long time. He's been charged.
He's got conspiracy to commit murder charges from the past that he didn't
No
get.
way.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the same
old
dude?
articles. Yeah, I read the old articles from 2018.
No way.
And he had like some sort of like issues with a couple women. There's some charges there. Maybe he was uttering death threats or something like that.
Really?
Like the guy has got a history. And they're just letting him be a mortgage broker.
Well, he lost his license. He's not being a mortgage broker. He's acting as one, but he's
in the
like
office
working with some other dude. He's just kind of
license.
Right. Yeah, so he's siphoning it through this other. Well, I mean, he was siphoning it through the other dude because the other guy's gone too. Like this guy who lent them the money, who apparently mortgaged his private residence, like his home, to put money into this scheme and lost $1.2 million, his whole life savings. And now he can't afford the renewal on his mortgage, which is way higher because he borrowed the money to put into this guy's scheme. So what did he do? What any rational human being would do in this situation, right?
Kill everybody.
Kill the guys who fucked you.
Everybody.
And I'm not condoning it, but I can see why this would come into his head.
We've identified the motivation. Yeah.
There's definitely motivation.
Listen, I can promise you, and I'll say this wholeheartedly, that I would have had those exact same thoughts if I were in his situation.
But there is obviously a difference between thoughts and actions, right?
The actions would have not been the same, but those thoughts would have crossed my mind. And I may have even camped out outside the guy's place to figure out, how I would even be able to do it. But the bottom line is, he crossed the line. And, these are all allegations, Darryl.
I don't know that they are allegations. I think that these are facts. They're just not proven in a court of law yet.
His own life afterwards. So I guess there probably won't be a court case.
Yeah, I wonder if he did, what? That's the crazy part is like, can you imagine? Like you go in there guns a-blazing and then you kill yourself after that too? Like what the fuck is wrong with people? This is crazy. That's got to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah, one of the girls who was involved in that case earlier on, she was a 32-year-old lawyer. She took off on her family. So she was one of the lawyers who was all caught up in that. And so
took off on her family. What does that mean?
She had like a husband and kids and everything like that. And she just wrote him a letter and was just like, guys, I can't handle anymore. I'm going to Europe. And
what, because she lost money with this guy?
No, she was part of the lawyers who were the ones who were
scamming.
Part of the fraud. Maybe she had some part to play, right?
Right.
And so
I feel like I remember that.
That pressure that people have, like a 32-year-old lawyer. Like, I mean, you've been doing law for like what, 4 years, maybe, so it's like
you're in debt up to your eyeballs though. So like an offer that's kind of enticing might be kind of enticing, right? Like, hey, buddy, like if you make a little more if you just do this.
And so like the pressure on these type of things, like, that's her, she's the one on the other side of the equation, but she just like picked up and left her family. Like she just like was like, guys, I'm leaving.
Can't
the country.
handle it anymore.
I'm so sorry.
Crazy.
So like these type of things are major, and people like me and you lose sleep over much less things.
Well,
you know what I mean? Because of the type of work that we do.
Listen, I've been fucked out of a lot of money in my day. Okay. Like a lot of money. And I've had some pretty, intricate thoughts of how to deal with the situations. But at the end of the day, like I just have to go out and make more money and do more of what I do and protect myself against things like that. But it's not easy for even experts to protect themselves from fraudsters with technology and experience and willing accomplices all over the place.
Well, it gets even more mind-boggling. Is there's another case right now. It's a husband and wife legal team who embezzled $15 million, allegedly embezzled $15 million
in Canada,
Toronto. Yeah, just it's in the news now. I think it was last year.
Okay.
And so they were a husband and wife. They had their own practice, and like one of them is like, the other one had nothing to do with it last year, and then the other one's like, I don't have a control of my accounts. I don't know. It's just my name on the law firm, all that. But it's for $15 million. They had $30,000 a month in mortgage payments.
Yeah.
They live somewhere in like a central Midtown neighborhood. So like, I imagine it's like Forest Hill or something like that.
Where they look good. They look good.
Neighborhood. Yeah. They got a really extravagant lifestyle. And so the question now becomes is lawyers' trust account. Like the whole system is built on these lawyers taking undertaking and saying, I will take your money, which I got a lawyer closing.
I'll hold your money.
I'll tell a lawyer story after this, but I'll take your money and I'll give you title and I'll say that I did all the things that I'm supposed to do, and you guys are all just going to trust me that I did. That's right,
because I'm a lawyer.
Mortgages, and that I'm going to hold that money in the trust account and all those type of things.
Yeah.
Well, there, those shops, those like Cops, like the show Cops.
I do.
Yeah. Well, like there could be a show on.
Oh my God.
Lawyers go rogue.
I know one. I grew up with a guy whose dad was a real estate lawyer, and he was disbarred numerous times. And I, of course, found this out after I had lent him money to finish off one of his projects on Avenue Road. Okay. So the guy's mom was my English teacher. Like there's deep kind of roots and connections. And, he came to me crying one day that he needed a few $1,000s to finish this project off. And I was like, all right, fine. And I guess like, here's the deal. His dad wrote up like the mortgage, the charge against it, and it was all bogus. Right. And then I have to like fight like hell to get my money back.
Oh man.
Right. And this is like kind of like a friend. Like it's crazy what people will do. And it's crazy what like a little bit of a corrupt lawyer man can get away with some serious shit.
Like, and you're talking about like $15 million. Like we always talk,
it's nothing.
A mutual friend of ours, we always talk about like what's the amount of money that we need to have in order to be able to retire? Like everyone's got a number, and as you get, the younger you are, the bigger the number that has to be, right? But
sure,
somebody else has got a number, and they're just like, if I just get $10 million,
I'll go fuck off.
Just like I got
a Turks and Caicos.
I'm gonna just hang out there, and I never need to come back. Those kids of mine, I don't even like them. I don't even.
I'll leave them $1 million in a cave somewhere with some instructions.
30 years from now, no one's even gonna ask me any questions. I'll just come back and I'll show up to their wedding.
Pay a little tax on it and get away with it.
But these are the thoughts that people have, and it's corrupting, right? And so the lawyers right now, the system that they use is flawed. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Bottom line, it's flawed.
Every system is flawed right now. There's nothing that isn't flawed.
Smart contracts do solve a lot of these situations.
I guess they solve some of them, but like
because the money needs to be transferred accordingly. So now these lawyers that were scamming the process, they were withholding money for capital gains tax because the guy was not a Canadian resident. So like there's all these reasons why lawyers need to be accounted for, but really it could all just like stuff like that could go into a government wallet, right? Where all of a sudden the money gets transferred because now the government's got control
because you can trust the government. That's a great idea. Give them more money to hang on to.
They're the ones backing the currency. So bottom line is, if there's a capital gains tax, that could be done. If there's a money that needs to be held in trust for other reasons, it can be put into a neutral wallet. That based on the contract, once it actually gets completed, the money gets transferred into the right person's account. Like there's a lot of other ways.
Yeah, like theoretically,
real estate
it
trust
works.
accounts are the same.
There's just
that
so
broker
many
wants
little...
to take off with the money. Do you know how many times that's happened?
Oh my God, it happened. This guy did it years ago, got away with it. Like this is not abnormal. It's just it comes out in the down market. These things go on for a long time. If the market's up and nobody gives a shit and new people are coming in, doesn't matter. Like, comment, and subscribe if you got anything from one of these clips. And if you want to see some more, press something on the screen here. Boom.
That was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.